when we first started working together, he'd been a head coach primarily his whole career, you know, and then he got to just become an offensive coach and focusing on the offense, being an offensive coordinator. And so now to kind of circle back around after he's been a head coach for a few years, again, he sees the big picture, and that's what makes him who he is. That and the fact that he really does bring out the best in people.
Does he still not understand any of your jokes?
No, he gets my jokes. He you know. Let me tell you this about the joke deal. All right, I like to have fun. I like life. You know what I mean? I mean, if you can't have fun and do your job as well, then really you probably ought to think about changing your profession, because life's too short to not enjoy yourself. You know. And Gus enjoys himself. He has fun. Now, he has a funny way of showing it at times, but no, he's. I'll tell you, this has been a very. It's been a refreshing deal for me personally and professionally, coming here and getting back with Gus, who's. You know, I have again, he's one of my very good friends, but also the opportunity to work for him and with him has been awesome. I'm excited about it. So.
Speaking of fun, I mean, we know you used to call him Jimmy Neutron. Do you still call him that? What are the new nicknames?
Well, there's there was the Boy Genius, and there was Inspector Gadget, and then at the end of our time at Tulsa, I just started calling him G Unit. You know, but no, he's Coach Malzahn now, man. He's the head guy, so we gotta keep that level of what's the word I'm looking for?
Professionalism.
Professionalism. Yeah.
But was it like old times when you guys hooked back up? Did you guys? I mean, in those 7-8 years, how much have you guys both changed, and how much have you guys remained the same when you get in the room together?
Well, no, I think we're cut from the same cloth in terms of from a philosophy standpoint. What I cut my teeth in was with Rich Rodriguez and the tempo stuff, and of course Gus, was coming from more of a gap-based, but still the tempo was the big thing, and where we were kind of zone-based at West Virginia. And then when we got together, we married that up, and it took a little time for us to figure each other out. We're kind of like the odd couple in a way. He's a lot like Felix, I'm a lot like Oscar, I guess. And some of the young people in the crowd may not even get that reference, but once we've remained close from our time at Tulsa together, and so. To get back together now several years later, and to get back into that, I like being in my wheelhouse of tempo, spread. It's exciting for me. So.
How much do you strategize with them, and how much do you expect to strategize with them and mesh those ideas again, and even come up with new things going into the season?
Well, we have always kind of shared ideas, even when. When he had left and came here, I stayed at Tulsa. Then I was at Vanderbilt. We talked a lot, through that process. Of course, being in the same league, that was an interesting thing, because I'd be able to watch film of Auburn against league opponents and stuff, and kind of get an idea of how Gus was attacking them. I'm sure he would look at some things that we were doing at Vanderbilt at the time, because there was a lot of similarities in presentation, not necessarily process, and that we weren't a no-huddle team at Vanderbilt, but the presentation of a lot of our run game stuff was very similar. So we've always kind of shared ideas and strategized or whatever, but, once we get into the season, we have a lot of great coaches on our offensive staff. Rhett Lashley is as good as it gets. I've known Rhett for 10 years. He's as good as they come. Having worked with Cody now for a few weeks, and I've known Cody for a while, just through our relationship with Gus and with Rhett and everything. But having worked with him for a few weeks, man, I really like what he brings to the table on a daily basis. And Scott Fountain is just an incredible professional. Just his professionalism, the way he approaches his job is outstanding. And then Tim Horton, and I think I surprised Tim when we first got back here together, and I said, I know the first day that you and I met was like 2003 at New Smyrna Beach High School. And I always remember Tim Horton because of how nice of a person he was to me the first time I met him. And so to be able to get with all of our guys, Gus and I have a great relationship, and that's awesome. But our staff is outstanding. We have an outstanding offensive staff, and so once we get into the foxhole and we start game planning and working together, I'm sure we'll all bring our best, and then we'll also be able to take marching orders and move forward together, and that's going to be a big part of our success here.